Good day, everyone. We've come to a laboratory in order to conduct an aging test of a dc-dc converter using an actual Kikusui PXB bidirectional high-capacity DC power supply. Through this test, I'd like to show you the benefits of power regeneration, one of PXB's specialties. First off, we've set up a regulated AC power supply, the PCR-WEA. We also have a DC electronic load, the PLZ-5WH2 and 2 PXBs. In this test scenario, think of the AC power supply as simulating a power system. In this case, 3-phase 200 VAC. In reality, we do not need an AC power supply. We would normally connect a DC power supply to the grid to perform the test. However, in this case, we will use a regulated AC power supply because it makes it easier to understand and visualize the overall power consumption. For the aging test, a DC power supply and an electronic load are connected to a 10 kilowatt type dc-dc converter. For the DC power supply that supplies power to the dc-dc converter, we'll be using a PXB bidirectional power supply. The output power from the dc-dc converter will be absorbed by the load device. As you can see, 400 volts is input from the DC power supply to the converter. The voltage is stepped down to 360 volts and then output. The electronic load absorbs this energy, converts it into heat, and consumes it. As you can see, the power consumption at this time is over 11 kilowatts. Now, let's change the electronic load part to the PXB series and perform an aging test. Without any change in the energy output from the DC-DC converter, the PXB series acts like a load device, absorbing power. The absorbed power is then regenerated and returned to the grid. In other words, power loop is taking place between the two. Due to this regenerative function, the power consumed by the grid is only about 2.2 kilowatts. So let's compare the power consumption. Normally, it would consume more than 11 kilowatts. But thanks to the regenerative function, it was able to reduce the power consumption all the way down to 2.2 kilowatts. This regenerative function is one of the major attractions of the PXB series. So the more you use the system, the more you will benefit from the power regeneration. Thank you for your time. Have a great day, and goodbye for now.